The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. There is a little hand that you can click on to raise your hand. It's on the right-hand side of your screen, so if you can hear us, could you please raise your hands? Excellent. I think that's just about everybody. I'm assuming everybody else can hear us. So thank you very much for joining us today. This is our first ever Stakeholders webinar. I am Polly Kalekis, COO of the MicroDreams Foundation. Our speaker today is Greg Casagrande, who many of you already know. Greg is the founder of both MicroDreams and the South Pacific Business Development Foundation, or SPBD Microfinance Network. During his talk, Greg is going to cover the following agenda items. First, he'll briefly discuss the background of MicroDreams and SPBD, the key highlights for both organizations over this past year, and the future plans for MicroDreams and SPBD for the next year and beyond. At the end of Greg's talk, we'll have a few minutes for Q&A, so please feel free to write your questions as they come to you during Greg's presentation. There's actually an area for typing in your questions and submitting them. It should be on the right-hand side of your screen. We will address as many questions as we can following Greg's presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Polly, and thank you everybody for joining us. I really appreciate it. Polly, if you could move the slide forward to the first one. So I'd like to start off by highlighting the key problem that both SPBD and MicroDreams address, and that is the lack of meaningful economic opportunity for poor or low-income families across the South Pacific. This is more of a problem for women, as there are simply not enough jobs for people, and there's a lack of access to capital for those poor women. So in many cases, they cannot launch or grow a small business or some sort of income-generating micro enterprise. And the result is that they are unable to lift themselves and or their family out of poverty. This is where SPBD comes in. We provide financing and support to these poor but aspiring micro-entrepreneurs so that they can begin or expand a micro-business. The services we offer include unsecured credit, however, we provide more than credit. We also offer saving services. They have a safe place to save their hard-earned income and to build assets. We also offer insurance products to protect those assets in case there's an emergency. We also provide training and ongoing guidance and motivation to help the women get their business to the point where it's a viable and ongoing business and can start generating meaningful income for themselves and their family. As a microfinance institution, one of SPBD's main challenges is to ensure that we have the appropriate levels of financing and support required to grow our organization, and so that we can serve as many micro-entrepreneurs as we possibly can. And so this is where MicroDreams fits into the picture. MicroDreams provides capital to support the growth of the SPBD microfinance network, including providing funding for SPBD replications in new countries. So MicroDreams, for example, has been the key seed funder for the start of SPBD Tonga, and it was the key seed funder for the start of SPBD Fiji. These investments into new greenfield microfinance organizations are high-risk capital investments. Prior to the creation of SPBD back in 2000, Pacific Islands had been littered with failed microfinance organizations. Yes, today there are many microfinance investment funds that are out there financing very large-scale MFIs, but there are very few funds that are out there providing funding to greenfield entrepreneurial microfinance institutions. And so I created MicroDreams to help fill the gap and to help serve the financing needs of brand new, young, emerging, high-quality microfinance institutions, such as SPBD. And as such, MicroDreams raises charitable donations to help fulfill this mission, as well as social investments to help fulfill this mission. Ultimately, MicroDreams products that we're providing to SPBD and other young and emerging MFIs are primarily loans and loan guarantees. We provide this to young, emerging, high-potential MFIs, such as SPBD. SPBD today is now operating in 3 countries in the South Pacific. We work in the independent nation of Samoa, we work in the country of Tonga, and we work in the country of Fiji. We launched our flagship operation in the country of Samoa back in 2000, and then we did our first replication in the country of Tonga in 2009, and then Fiji in 2010. Samoa is the largest of the programs. Today we serve roughly 40% of the households of Samoa, which is a fairly significant rate of penetration, much more so than any other microfinance institution you'll find in any other market. Just to put it all into perspective, there are just over 180,000 people in the country of Samoa. So it is a small country with a typical household size of about 6. There are about 30,000 households, and so we're serving over 12,000 of those households, which is about 40% of the market. In Tonga, the program is growing very well. After having only started 2 years ago in 2009, today we have blanketed much of the main island of Tonga Tapu. We opened earlier this year in a secondary island of Vava'u. We opened very recently, about a month ago, in the island of Latata. Latata is an island with no electricity, so very remote, very rural, and that's one of the things about SPBD. We are reaching populations that are completely unserved. We will be, in Tonga, we'll be opening on the island of Pai, which is, by normal metrics, a very small island, about 8,000 people on that, and once again, a very rural and extremely remote place. The organization in Tonga is doing quite well. We've got over 4,000, closing on 5,000 clients there now, being served by my 18 local staff there in Tonga. In Fiji, that is our newest organization. We began there just over a year ago. I think we gave out our first loan in November of last year, so exactly 12 months ago. We have over 3,000 clients there, which makes us already the largest microfinance institution in Fiji. There are 9 existing MFI competitors, so to speak, in Fiji, each of which has been around for over 10 years. So they have not proved to be very much competition to us. Significantly in Fiji, there is a lot of room for growth. It is a larger market. Samoa, as I said, has a little over 180,000 people. Tonga has about 110,000, 120,000 people. Fiji is a market of about 850,000 people. In all these countries, there is significant need. They're very large masses of poor populations without economic opportunity. And so Fiji, we think that there's a lot more room for growth. Today we're based out of our Suva office, and the greater Suva area probably accounts for about 400,000 people. So we'll continue to grow there. Of interest is that we're also serving not only the native Fijian population, we're also serving a Indo-Fijian community, and we're also serving squatter settlements in the Suva area. Fiji is the one of the 3 countries here that really has true what you call squatter settlements. Turning to MicroDreams, MicroDreams, we've had a very busy year at MicroDreams. MicroDreams is providing financing to the SPBD networks. We have dispersed 5 loans this year to the SPBD network, totaling $652,000. To put that in perspective, the total assets within SPBD are a little over $5 million. So we've provided about 12% of the capital to SPBD this year. We've also had some new initiatives to access funding in New Zealand. We were just in New Zealand about 4 or 5 weeks ago and raised about 100,000 NZ dollars, about 80,000 US, in 0% and 3% interest financing from a group of angel investors. So that was a very successful trip. We've also, very significantly, have hired a chief operating officer for the organization, Polly Kalekis, who you've all heard. Polly has extraordinary qualifications, and we're very pleased to have her. She's got a educational background that is, is exceptional. She's got degrees from Yale, from Wharton, from Johns Hopkins, SAIS, and a lot of experience at Finca, and so we're very pleased to have her join us. When we look at the performance of MicroDreams, a couple of things that we're looking at is the total assets under management. We are trying to get the assets under management up to $2 million. We think once assets under management are up to $2 million, we'll be a sustainable organization, which all these efforts, while MicroDreams is a charitable organization, we want to build it to a social enterprise, a sustainable social enterprise. And so once the assets under management get to about $2 million, we think we will be financially self-sufficient. Today we're about $1.2 million. Of that, we've got $1.1 million of loans outstanding. We've also got guarantees. We've got 2 guarantees that have enabled our partners in Peru and Bolivia to access about $470,000 of capital. We're also continually raising donations. This year, I should say that most of our donations do come in the month of December. This year we've raised about $140,000 year to date. We look to significantly increase that number prior to the end of the year. As donations are a critical piece to the success of MicroDreams, and we're looking to generate more donations prior to year end so that we can fund more initiatives. With regards to SPBD, 2011 has been a very strong year for us so far. We've seen strong growth in the entire network. We're now serving more than 12,000 credit clients. We've got more than 20,000 savings clients. Our loan portfolio has gone from a little over 2.6 million to a little over 4 million. We're growing at over 50% per annum. We're in good shape to once again grow at more than 50% annum in 2012 to grow the loan portfolio to about 6 million. We have exceeded our targets for microinsurance. So today we're serving over 10,000 clients with microinsurance products, and we're very close to achieving our savings portfolio targets. So all in all, the 2011 performance for each of the individual SPBD entities as well as the network as a whole is going very well. Also of some significance, in 2011 we put in place a holding company structure. Essentially we've created something called SPBD Microfinance Holdings, which is a Singaporean entity, and we've also created SPBD Microfinance Holdings, which is a Delaware LLC company. The Singapore entity now is the owner of each of the SPBD entities, SPBD Samoa, SPBD Tonga, and Fiji. And the Delaware entity is the owner of the SPBD Singaporean entity. The Singaporean entity will allow foreign investors to come into the Singapore entity in a tax-efficient manner, and American investors would find coming into the Delaware entity to be most tax-efficient. Having a holding company in place allows us to raise larger amounts of financing more easily. It allows us to put in place a better treasury function for the entire entity. It allows us to more easily share human resource talent amongst the individual MFIs. It allows us to come up with a common MIS system and to manage the entire network more easily. And allows us to build broader strategic partnerships with organizations that may want to work in each one of our markets. And so that has been a major undertaking, and we've had some pro bono legal support to help us this year to make that happen. So it's been a big success for us. As part of that, we also went through a legal transformation in Samoa. In Samoa, we have always been a charitable institution. Today, as of October 31st, we are now both a charitable institution as well as a for-profit non-banking financial institution, which is owned by the holding company. Once again, that transformation helps us fit into a holding company structure and will bring the benefits that I just mentioned. We've also got a number of Other strategic new initiatives that have been rolled out in 2011, we've got a major partnership with the Body Shop. The Body Shop, as most of you will know, was a chain of soap stores that you see in malls across America and Australia and other places. Body Shop store owners compete for the right to spend a week in Samoa providing small business development training to some of our retail shop owners. And so we've had waves of Body Shop management coming to Samoa, usually 5 retail shop managers from the Body Shop at a time. Each one will mentor for the course of a week 3 or 4 SPBD retail shop owners. And the impact that these managers from the Body Shop are making is extraordinary. Our Body Shop, our retail shop owners greatly increase their retailing capacity. So we're really pleased with this new partnership with the Body Shop. We've also got a financial literacy training program that we've rolled out with Westpac Bank. We've also got mobile banking pilots that we're now doing with Digicel and Vodafone. Digicel is a major Irish cell phone company that is dominant in the Caribbean and Pacific Islands. So these mobile banking pilots allow us to do loan disbursements, loan repayments over cell phones. Our clients can also do savings deposits and savings withdrawals over their cell phones. Also, just this week, we're announcing a new partnership with the life insurance company of India in Fiji, where we are extending microinsurance products to all of our clients in Fiji. We've also developed and deepened relationships with many top-notch MBA programs, including a new one this year, Oxford, as well as with Columbia, as well as with Kelley School of Indiana, as well as with UCLA's Anderson School and a number of other top-notch MBA programs. And then also we continue to develop our management team just beneath me. So Amy Lofgren, who's a seasoned microfinance vet who would run a microfinance organization in St. Lucia, joined us and is now general manager of SPBD Tonga. Rico Munoz, who has been in the network for a while, is now leading the organization in Fiji. Which takes me to our goals for 2012 and beyond. And for SPBD, we want to just have ongoing, continuous improvement of our internal processes. This very much comes from my experience in Japan, in the automotive industry, and in believing and adopting a whole mindset of thinking about Kaizen, which is ongoing, continuous process improvement. And so we have plans to continually upgrade our operating systems, including our MIS system, as well as other internal controls. HR, human resource issues are always an issue, especially in the South Pacific, where there needs to be lots of ongoing training and development, and so we always keep that an area of focus. We've also decided that we need to strengthen our social impact measurement reporting systems. We brought in one of the world's foremost experts, Gama Hishik-Surin, who's coming to work with us, and she's upgrading our social impact performance measurement systems. She, along with the IFC, are also conducting randomized controlled trials on the island of Vava'o in Tonga, which will be very interesting. We'll see the results of that in about April of next year. We've also got a number of new products and services that we're developing and trying to put them through innovative new delivery channels. I see some of our partners listed down at the bottom. These are our non-financial partners. We have just as many financial partners. So in there you also see ClickX, which is a New Zealand-based company that's helping us with remittance products. I've already spoken about Digicel and Vodafone and Westpac and Body Shop. Which then takes us to further expansion for the network. And so we are, of course, we will continue to grow in each of our core markets, Samoa, Tonga, and Fiji. In Tonga, we're going to be expanding to the island of Hawaii, as I'd mentioned. We'll be opening an office there in March of 2012. But then we're also looking at new markets. And so in the first quarter of 2012, we are planning on opening up in the Solomon Islands, which is a major market in the South Pacific. There are about 550,000 people there. Solomon Islands, like Samoa, is one of the world's 50 least developed countries. There is a lot of need there. There are no quality microfinance, microenterprise development organizations operating there. It'll be a challenging environment. There were lots of low-level violence in the Solomon Islands back in the early 2000s that has been quelled with the presence of Ramsey, the Royal Australian Military Strategic Forces that have went in there to stabilize things, and we think that Solomon Islands will be a good market for us. But beyond that, you've got teams that have done or are currently doing due diligence on a number of new markets in the South Pacific, including the Marshall Islands, the Federated States of Micronesia, Kiribati, and Vanuatu. And so each of those markets will be shortly, if financing is available, will be immediately up on the runway. For MicroDreams, for 2012 and beyond, we also have got a number of ambitious goals. We need to raise additional capital so that we can fulfill our mission and to reach financial self-sufficiency. As I mentioned earlier, our goal is to reach a minimum of $2 million assets under management so that MicroDreams can become a self-sufficient entity. We're more than 50% of our way on to achieving that objective. We also need to help support the growth of the SPBD network in existing markets as well as new markets, including our next replication into the Solomon Islands. We also want to be able to provide a higher level of technical assistance to the SPBD network. And with Polly now on board, who's got a really strong microfinance experience, MicroDreams will be able to add a lot more value to our SPBD partners. We're also looking to continue supporting young, emerging, high-potential microfinance organizations outside of the South Pacific region. This will likely be in the form of loans and loan guarantees, and so we'll identify new MFI partners for these loan guarantees. We've got existing partners in Bolivia and Peru, and we've also worked in Ecuador in the past, and so we're looking to expand those sorts of relationships. On the administrative side, we're also looking to launch a brand new website, which is under works right now, to help further raise awareness of the work of MicroDreams and SPBD, and to raise further donations and help support our work. And so you'll see a larger presence of MicroDreams on all the social networking sites as well. And so please engage with us if you feel so inclined. We're also looking to continually recruit additional pro bono professionals to help increase our capacity. We've always got some exciting projects, and we've used a lot of really highly skilled people in a meaningful way. And so if that is something that may be of interest, certainly touch base with us. And we're also looking to expand our board of directors. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Greg. Now that Greg's presentation is over, we will take a few minutes for questions and answers. So thanks to those of you who have already submitted questions. If you do want to ask a question, please use the question window. Let me just take a quick look and get us started. Okay. Right. So we are going to try to address as many questions as possible during this call. If we're not able to address your question during the webinar and you have a burning question, feel free to email us afterwards. The first question, Greg, is how do you manage strong growth while at the same time ensuring you maintain strong portfolio quality and internal controls?
Well, I think that they all go together. We need internal controls and portfolio quality certainly go together. We have our measure of portfolio quality is portfolio at risk over 30 days. Network-wide, we have maintained the portfolio at risk over 30 days to be consistently under 2%. SPBD provides financing strictly for micro enterprise development. So all of our clients have micro enterprises. In addition to the micro enterprises, we then also provide financing for basic housing improvements and childhood education. So our clients are all micro entrepreneurs, and then the other additional financing that we give is just for the housing improvements and childhood education. You'll find some other organizations that have really high growth are getting it through basically consumer loan financing. Our sense is that if you're doing most of your business in consumer loan financing, then one, you're not making as big of a social impact, and two, you run the risk of getting your clients over indebted. And that certainly is not our goal. Our goal is to empower our clients, not get them over indebted. And so if we focus, if we keep at our heart and soul the microenterprise development objective, we can grow at a good rate that we've been growing at, which is about 50% per annum. We can have very good portfolio quality, and we have we've always had a strong system of internal controls in place to help support the network.
Great. Okay, another question related to the portfolio quality. What is your bad debt percentage experience and par ratio above 30 days?
So as I just mentioned, our par 30 has been under 2% for the last 8 years or so, network-wide. With regards to bad debt, usually about half of those loans that are in arrears, meaning that 2%, will eventually pay off or just pay off late. Traditionally, we write off about 0.8% of our loan portfolio each year for our truly bad debts.
Great. We have time for a couple more questions. What are the top 2 to 3 challenges you face in managing the network, and how will that change over the next 2 to 3 years?
Human resources are always a big challenge. The Pacific Islands is an area that a lot of the brightest, very small populations, the brightest people either emigrate to New Zealand, Australia, maybe the United States, or they get sucked up by the government. So getting and recruiting and training and keeping really good talent is an issue. And so it's something that we constantly focus on. Certainly entering new markets, such as entering the Solomon Islands or wherever we go next after that, is a challenge. It's not that these countries, that there's been no effort to run microfinance organizations in these countries, it's just that they have all failed. That said, we think that we're better operators than those that have failed, but it is a challenge. Getting to know the local cultures and be able to create a microfinance organization that is truly tailored to meet the very specific needs of those local clients and to respect their local cultures and traditions and to deliver in a way so that the organization can be financially self-sufficient while adequately addressing the needs of the local population.
What are your current internal social impact measures?
We've got a number of social impact measures. I would say that one of the most important social impact measures is to make sure that the organization is financially self-sufficient. If the organization is not financially self-sufficient, then you can't scale to reach more people, and you can't promise your clients that you're going to be there forever and ever to help them with their future needs. Beyond that, though, obviously we are trying to help our clients increase their family income, and so we have data that shows that we make a significant impact on their family income. We have metrics where we want to help our clients increase their savings, and so we have metrics showing the amount of savings that our clients are gaining after 1 year and 2 years. We're trying to help make sure that they can grow their business assets and their household assets, and once again, we're seeing major increases in each of those areas. I mean, for example, going from a dirt floor to a house with a concrete foundation is a major improvement in the quality and the healthiness of a home. And so that's one area that we make a big impact. And lastly, we have a policy where we insist that all of our clients have their school-age children enrolled in school within 1 year of joining a program. And so we make a big impact among poor families where in each of these countries, unfortunately, childhood education is not free, and now they're able to send their school-age children to school in lieu of what they were doing before, where some of the kids were not going to school.
Great, and we are coming up to our 30-minute mark. We want to respect everybody's time, so we are going to take one more question. There are a number of great questions. Again, if it's a burning question for you, please feel free to email us. But the final question is, SPBD has shown consistent ability to scale in current markets and also to replicate your model in new markets. What are your principal success factors?
Our principal success factors are, one, we are very customer focused, and so we make sure that our products are aligned to what our customers' needs, and that they're very simple and easy to understand, that all of our processes are very simple and easy to understand, and that my field staff bust their hind ends to serve the needs of our clients. You'll find in some NGOs or other organizations they treat people as beneficiaries. And my sense is that a beneficiary-driven organization sort of can take a little bit of an arrogant attitude, whereas, if it weren't for our generosity, you would be nowhere. We are very customer-focused and seek to serve the needs of our customers constantly. The next is that we adopt this philosophy of Kaizen, which is ongoing continuous process improvement, where we are consistently tweaking our model, tweaking our processes so that they are as efficient as possible. And lastly, human resources. You need to have a good, strong team that is really committed to the organization and committed to the goals of the organization. So we work hard at continuing upgrading the skills of our staff, at giving all of our staff meaningful career opportunities within the organization, so that there's good opportunities for career advancement, that they are paid very competitive wages in each of their local markets, that they have good bonus incentives in place, that they have opportunities to get further university training for the lower level staff, and professional development for the more senior staff.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much for all of your excellent questions. We hope you have come away with a deeper understanding of our progress and plans for the future. We would love to hear your thoughts and very honest feedback regarding the webinar. This is our first, and we really want to understand how to improve for the next one. Thank you very much for joining us. We've recorded today's webinar, so if you're interested in the link, please let us know. And thank you. This concludes our webinar for today.